Good morning, students, and welcome once more to the commerce class. We are still on transport, and we'll be looking at the last type of inland transport, which is canal transport. So this is the plan of work for the class. We look at the meaning of canal transport. Look at some two examples of canals. We examine the advantages and disadvantages, and I will give you some work to do before the next class. So what is canal transport? Canals are artificial or man-made waterways created to link large bodies of water and to provide a cheap means of transportation within a country. So at times you have a situation where large bodies of water are just separated by a small portion of land. And to link them up, the section of land that has separated the two large water bodies is cut off so that they can be used as a means of transport. That's what we call canals. So a canal will allow boats and ships to pass from one body of water to another. We examine some two examples of canals in the world. The first is the Suez Canal. And the Suez Canal is an artificial waterway in Egypt extending from Port Said to Suez and connecting the Mediterranean Sea with the Red Sea. It enables ships to sail from Europe to Asia without going around Africa. So we are saying that without the Suez Canal, ships going from Europe to Asia would have been going around Africa. But because of the Suez Canal, they don't go around Africa. They use a shortcut through the Suez Canal, and the journey becomes very short. Then the second canal that we may examine in this class is the Panama Canal. And the Panama Canal is a canal connecting the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans, enabling ships to sail from the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean without going around South America. We go to examine the advantages of canal transport. The first advantage is the fact that it is cheap for the transportation of bulky goods. So it's like inland waterways, which are also cheap for the transportation of bulky goods. The second advantage is the fact that it has no damaging effects on the area surrounding it. The third advantage, it is a good means of transporting fragile goods. So it's the same thing with inland waterways. And the fourth, cargo can be loaded and unloaded at any point on the canal with barges. Then the fifth, there is little risk involved in the dispatch of goods by canal. We look at the disadvantages of this means of transport, of inland transport. The first disadvantage is that canal transport is not as flexible as road transport. Canal transport is very slow compared to rail and road transport. Canal transport is easily affected by changes in weather, especially in Europe. Canal transport must be used in conjunction with other means of transport. Canal transport is very expensive to maintain. With canal transport, it is very difficult to widen the size of the canals because it may be passing through a residential area. That is the little we have for canal transport, and that ends inland transport. Then, to prepare for the next type of transport, you'll be reading sea transport, and you will study the different vessels which are used in sea transport. Thank you once more for listening. Have a nice day.